everyone, welcome back to my next video. Today we're going to meet a very interesting couple who are now living full-time, right?
Yes.
Out of their trailer and Ford truck. And so Bob and Kat, say hi to everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
And how long have you been on the road now?
Almost 2 years.
Well,
It'll be 2 years in June.
Good.
So.
And are you retired then? You're just on Social Security, pension,
Yes.
whatever, however it works out.
Yeah. We both retired early and decided it was now or never, and sold everything we owned. Got permission from our daughter to take off on a little adventure, and here we are.
It can be, interactions with your kids can be kind of difficult. Was that much of a problem, or was she enthused?
She's a pretty laid back person, and she's living her life and having her adventures, and she was like, go for it.
Good.
So that was really nice. And overall, I'd say most of our family has been that way too. Very supportive.
Do you have grandkids?
No, unfortunately, we don't. We have fur baby grandchildren.
Right.
So, and that's the way it will be, and that's fine.
You know, my son is determined not to have kids.
Yeah.
So there's a younger generation is thinking that way more and more.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that probably made it much easier. If there were grandkids, the equation would have gotten quite a bit different.
Well,
Yeah.
based on conversations we have with other people who are kind of living this life like we are, yeah, it seems to make it a lot more complicated.
Very much.
So we're we still have parents and siblings and
Right.
a lot of relatives, but they all want to be here with us.
Right.
They're all pretty jealous, so which is nice. So yeah, it's we're doing good.
Yeah. So you're young, probably not even quite Social Security age.
Yes, we are.
Oh, okay, good. But then you're
I'm
well
actually
preserved.
the same
young.
age as you.
Oh, okay.
So, so yeah, I think living this lifestyle keeps you younger.
I agree.
Don't you think?
Very, very much.
Yeah.
I think as the stress falls away, your body gets healthier.
Absolutely.
I believe that completely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it, we're trying to live as healthy as we can, while still drinking our wine at night, of course. But
Too much sugar.
you get to go out and take walks and ride your bicycle and meet other people, and all that stuff keeps you young, I think. So,
Right.
it's a good life.
It's a good life. Yeah. And what made you decide to do this? I mean, you could have done a lot of things.
Take it.
Well, I think that it was the grand adventure. Do we do that? Pull the string, so to speak? Or do we just stay there in that old sticks and bricks?
Yep.
And whatever that means. And that can be a long conversation too. But we wanted to try it.
Yeah.
And we've always been somewhat adventuresome and outdoorsy, and so it just kind of fit in, I think, to all the things that we like to do.
Yeah.
Hiking and biking and
Everything. And we came to an RTR before we sold our house, and I went to every seminar. I mean, except the gold mining one. And on the way back home, we talked about it, watched more videos, did a lot more sort of thinking about it and deciding, is it now? Is this good for us? And made lists of pros and cons of keeping a house and paying the property taxes and paying someone to do all the yard work while we were gone, because there's massive amounts of raking of leaves and things like that.
mowing of lawns.
Yeah, everything that
Taking
we
care of the siding,
didn't like about it,
the
we
windows,
thought, we're not
the
going to miss
roof.
that.
Oh, take out a big loan and you still
Yeah.
only make so much money after you sell the house, which is
Yeah.
about the same as it would
Yeah.
have been if you'd have just flipped the house.
I think the
Right.
hardest part was leaving the town that we lived in for 42 years before we went out on the road, and all of our friends and all the people that are still there who have to work, they can't do this. And some of them are still pretty mad at us.
I don't know if they can't do it. It's just, are they able to do it? It's part of that.
I think it's a kind of a middle
For some, yes.
emotional.
Yes, yeah.
And
So-
we went through some of that. We had some
Yeah.
things that we had to let go of. So
Maybe you more than me.
maybe
but-
so. Maybe so. I mean, I liked our musical bands, and
Yeah,
I still have my golf friends, but then I can do all that too in the
Yeah.
desert. And
yeah. So,
Well, that's a question a lot of people have when they start out.
mhm.
Will I have friends? Am I going to be? I don't want to be a hermit.
Yeah.
Most of us don't. Some of us do come out here to be hermits.
I would like to be a hermit, but there's two
and some of us come out here to meet friends.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
And you have found a balance for
Yeah.
yourselves
Yeah.
in that.
yeah.
point.
We have, and we have met amazing people everywhere we go. We meet amazing people. Really,
I think
we're so fortunate.
just to back up a little bit. Why do you want to stay where it's cold and rainy, 45 degrees in the morning, 80% humidity, and you guys want to go golfing? I'm going south.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That
and that
was
only
his-
makes sense.
that's his
So much of it.
reasoning, much more than mine.
Right.
I love the rain, so I miss it, but I'm doing okay.
Yeah, down here the day after day of sun can kind of, when it does rain, it feels good. You
Oh.
kind of enjoy it.
And you can
Oh,
enjoy
yeah.
it more.
Yeah.
than
I love it.
I do.
So,
When
yeah.
it does happen. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But no, I think we go back to our hometown once a year, usually, to see everybody and just say, look, we're still part of you, but we got to go do this. We got to go do it now. And, they mostly understand. I think it's our parents who don't understand quite as much. They would rather we be coming back home a lot more often.
It's like we
Don't you
need.
think?
Well, sure, and we stay in contact.
Sure.
But I just think a lot of people don't understand,
Mhm.
and so maybe some of them we need to send the website for them
know.
to find out exactly kind of how.
Oh, yeah,
we're
we've told
thinking
them
and
all
what
to
we're-
watch
how,
your videos.
Bob sets
Mhm.
stuff up and
Yeah.
kind of give us the idea and give you ideas, and because they never hear about anything, they don't know that some things exist.
Right. Most people don't. This is a
Yeah.
whole nother world they've
Yeah.
never heard of.
Excuse me.
And so you went to one of the very first caravans.
We knew about
Kinda.
caravans, and we knew they were out there, and we actually stumbled upon Caravan 2 at the American Girl Mine.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And so we just
That-
started kind of
was
traveling
this
with
year.
them whenever
No,
we
last
could.
year.
Yeah, last year.
The year before, we went to the RTR before we did anything else.
Yeah, but we didn't meet any of the people in the caravan.
In this caravan, yeah.
So,
we didn't.
no,
I don't know.
we
It's all
didn't.
melding together. Too
know.
much fun.
That is the bad thing about being on the road all the time, is you.
Right.
We
it's
tried
so
to
hard
keep a journal,
track of
but it got so
things.
big, you just get lost after a while.
I don't know how
After
you
a
do
while, the years blend to each
Yes,
other.
yes,
Was that the
they
year I
do.
was in Oregon, or was that the year I was in
know.
Wyoming?
Right,
and-
exactly. Yeah.
So-
we recognize that very much.
To my mind, it's not. Some people have the idea that the one who dies with the most toys. And
Mm.
my philosophy has been it's the one who dies with the most memories.
Oh, yeah.
And
Well, I
you
like
do
that.
this very long, and man, you build up some memories.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that just don't. They just don't do anything.
Yeah.
Well,
Those toys don't do you much good at the end.
no, and
But memories.
It's that's
yeah.
I think the question we
Yeah,
probably
right.
get the most. How could you get rid of everything you
Mhm.
owned and all of your stuff? And honestly, for me, that was the easier part, by far.
Yeah, what's fascinating is you think all that stuff's worth something, so you collect it, and then you try to sell it when it isn't worth anything. You probably better just give it to your friends, which we did.
Yeah,
did
we
of
gave
that,
a lot
so-
away.
Yeah. Salvation Army.
Yep.
I was stunned by how much of it just wasn't worth anything to anybody,
Oh, I
and went to the dump.
Yes.
Yeah,
That was us,
beautiful
too.
stereo systems ain't worth a penny.
Yeah, and now a lot of the thrift stores, they won't even take it.
No.
It's got to be really pretty nice before they even
Yeah.
want to talk to you.
Yeah, that
New
is
technology.
that's
Yeah.
our world today. Well, and I read an article about how our generation, we got china sets and silver sets and stemware and stuff like that for our wedding that we never, ever, ever used. Our daughter didn't want it.
Make good frisbees.
Nobody wants that. The younger generations are not buying that
No.
stuff. They don't want it from their parents, and they're not buying it at thrift stores, certainly. So, the world is changing a little bit.
Quite a
and
bit.
hopefully in good ways. I don't know. I think this minimalism is coming to the forefront a lot more just in every walk of life, and people are starting to understand, more isn't necessarily better.
So would you think of yourselves as minimalists? I mean, to fit into this tiny a space, you have to be to a degree.
I think I'm a minimalist.
Oh.
Do you think you're a minimalist?
Well, that could be a long conversation.
It can.
But,
And who defines? Who
yeah,
gets to
you know,
define?
I mean,
there's
just get in trouble with
that.
some
Right.
people.
I've been a minimalist for a long time, so it's really easy to get rid of junk to me. So.
There is a freeing aspect to all of
Yeah,
that, and
yeah.
there's a lot of financial aspects to it too, I think.
Right. And more than anything, it's an attitude.
Mhm.
If your attitude is, I'd rather have less than more,
Yes.
I think that kind of defines it.
Yeah.
And the exact amount that is for every different person,
It's gonna be different.
that's up for them to decide.
Yeah.
Good point.
Well, and
Yeah.
we have a thing of going through the trailer once every 6 months, and it's like, look at every single thing. Have I used this, or do I think I'm gonna use it? Okay, it
I've learned that from
stays.
you.
Yeah, you
But it
did.
just falls right into place. I mean, there's only so much weight
You have
carry.
to.
Yeah.
You don't want weight in there.
No.
Well,
you know?
you
It's
don't want to be
dangerous, number one.
cluttered either.
And you don't want to
so-
be cluttered.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
that-
a big one.
That's a miserable life.
Yeah, that's a big
Oh.
one.
And, there's always new things that come out and you want, and something's got to go
That's-
before it can come in.
That's
That's
our rule. If we
truly
buy
how
something
we
new,
look at it,
something
and-
goes away. So
Yeah.
it's a good
Yeah.
rule.
Is this worth it? And
Yeah. The
what's
weight on the rig and the gas mileage.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tires, how's,
Oh
am
yeah.
I going to
All
overload
that.
my tires?
Yep,
Those are
yep.
basic questions we got to
Yeah.
think about.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
That's his job.
That's my job.
I take care of the inside. He takes care of the outside. So
One thing people worry about sometimes is their safety. Now,
Mhm.
you're a couple, so
Mhm.
there's a lot more security in that. But were you ever concerned for your safety when you first started out?
I think that's what a lot of people in general might think about this life, and that's why they don't do it, because they're
Right.
not sure what to expect.
mhm.
That having been said, there are issues out there, but there's issues that people that live
But
in
he's
sticks and
asking,
bricks.
are
Well,
we?
that's how I look at it now.
Oh,
It's
Okay.
are
Right.
we or aren't we? I mean,
Yeah. I think we're.
generally not. No, I mean, 90% of the time, no,
Yeah.
no.
We pay
Just not a
attention
thought.
to our surroundings.
Right.
We try and make eye contact and wave and talk to people. If we were not with a group of people that we know, we would try
And the caravan thing, I think,
communicate
is
with-
part of security.
yeah,
Yes.
very
Can
much
be
so.
part
Yes.
of security in a group. It's
Yeah.
a can be area,
Yeah.
especially when you get to know people that are like-minded,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody has a chance to kind of keep an eye out for each other. And,
Yes.
Yeah.
and in a lot of different ways. So
But
I think that's a good thing.
even when we've been
Alone, totally
out,
alone.
out in the middle, really the middle of
We
nowhere.
have been stranded a couple of times. That
Yeah,
one time I went in the top of
and
Nevada.
No, I wasn't
That was a great starry night.
wasn't
Right.
Never know
worried
that
at
time.
all.
You had your home
So-
with you.
Well,
We
we
had
do,
our home with us.
and we have, cell coverage usually.
Mhm.
That's a big one. If you're somewhere where you don't have cell coverage, I think that you can feel a little vulnerable.
Yeah,
You
then
know?
you might have to hitchhike out or detach and leave one person. Or...
But we've never had
But
to
still,
do
there's
it.
two of us, so there's strength in that.
Right. Yes. And in your case, you got vehicles all over the place.
Yeah.
I don't have a
Yeah.
deal coming. There's a blessing, I guess.
we
I
didn't-
guess.
we
More
didn't
money.
have the car for the first year. We just brought that along just starting in
Actually,
August.
Our
so.
daughter was gracious enough to let us borrow that for this year. So, and where she's at, she doesn't need a car. So.
Yeah.
So you have you're in the trailer,
Mhm.
and you tow it with your Ford pickup, and
Mhm.
you actually have a car that goes along.
I drive
Mhm.
it behind the trailer.
Right. And you're not alone. I've known quite a few couples that do that.
Yeah, it's really nice. It gives him a measure of comfort knowing that if there were to be a problem with one of the tires while we're driving down the road, that I would see it and be able to. We have little walkie-talkies that we communicate with,
I don't know if
and
that's
I'd
legal.
be able to say to him, "Hey, you need to pull over right away.
It's a big help.
There's a problem."
Yes.
So it's been really handy. Plus, we like being able to give folks who are really in their homes and they don't want to move to go grocery shopping or to go into town for any reason.
Mm-hmm.
We love being able to give rides to people.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
yeah.
Good.
That's
Good.
part of my mission.
Thank you, Jocelyn. That's my daughter.
Yeah.
Oh, where's Jocelyn? Thank you, Jocelyn. So hopefully she'll be watching this
Yeah,
video when it
she
comes
will
out.
be.
So
We'll tell her to watch it. Are we spending anything
Right.
out here?
that's it.
I mean, it couldn't
That's
get
huge.
any better.
That's kind of one of the things that we were thinking about. Do we stay in this house and just keep spending all this
Yeah,
money?
sinking all the
Or
money
do we
into
get
it.
out from under it and then realize that income, which is a lot of savings? So,
Yeah.
yeah. It's not that we got that much savings, but I mean, you think about that, owning a house,
Right.
making all the payments all the time on it, and property tax, and
That was a big one.
list of stuff that goes on and on
Yeah.
and on.
Right.
And, you
That
know,
went into this decision.
Well, even if you own your house outright,
Yep.
then
You
you
still have to pay
a
for
lot of money goes out
upkeep
every month.
Yep.
Money has to be in the bank. You're going to need a new
Yep.
fridge. You're going to need a new
Yeah.
furnace. You're going to need a new roof eventually.
Exactly.
So all those things are still ahead of you.
Yeah.
And then you got you don't have a mortgage payment.
Yep.
But you
But you
still
still
have
have to pay.
taxes,
Yep.
insurance, on and on. And
Yep.
go ahead and not pay those. See.
Oh yeah.
See
See
how
how,
that
long
works
that
out.
lasts. No, I tallied it all up and was like, no, this is not beneficial to us to stay in this house any longer.
Right.
So let's go have fun.
it's a sad state of affairs.
It
You work
is.
your body to the bone, and that's what you get.
Yeah. A house.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. Maybe.
So now we have a rolling home, we like to call it.
Right.
So
And your health. To
Yeah.
me, there's staying in a house. Just you and your body just slowly settle.
yes.
And you probably are out here and active and doing things. You're in the sun. You have friends.
Yep.
You have community.
Exactly.
mentally-
all of the above.
Yes. And mentally, you're. Where will we go next? What will be the next thing we'll see?
Exactly.
We
You
kind
want to
of
stay with that SOS
yeah.
forever, or you want to make a change and do something.
Right.
It's nice to be able to say, well, where's the good weather today?
Right.
It's like the
You
ultimate
know,
camping trip.
Let's go
guys.
there.
Yeah.
So
It
It's the
really is.
ultimate camping
Yeah.
trip.
yeah, it's awesome. So
Okay, Bob and Kat, thank you so much for sharing your lives with us. Folks, now we will go and take a tour. So that'll be a separate video. It'll come up immediately after this one because they get to be too long. But
Oh,
thank you
yeah.
for sharing your lives. I think you've been inspirational for
Oh,
people out there.
thank you.
A lot of people will be sitting in their homes and wondering, can I do that? And what's your advice to them? Your last final advice. Someone's out there wavering, not sure.
Should I go first?
Sure. Go first.
All right, disc golf community, this is a blast. Come on, Stevie Jones and the rest of all you guys from Cap City and Willamette Disc Golf Club. It's a blast, if you can do it.
In general, it's not for everyone. I don't think. There are certain stresses associated with it. What if we get ill? Something like that.
Yep.
But the benefits far outweigh the negatives. The positives are huge, and everything that you have mentioned and everything you've ever mentioned in your videos, it's really true that this is freeing, and it is not expensive. Doesn't have to be expensive. I guess it could be, but it is something I think you need to consider. And again, if it seems like the right thing, then you got to do it because it's the best. It really is.
Right.
So,
Very good.
that's my advice.
Thank you. Good advice. So folks, I'm sure you've been inspired and you have learned some new things here. If so, why don't you hit that thumbs up button, like us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk to you later.